You know, this is going to be a real pleasure for me because an old friend of ours is here, old friend of mine, Manisa Crumbo Halsey. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you here.
Very nice to be
You
here.
always just brighten up the studio when you walk through the door.
Likewise, it's always a pleasure.
So good to have you.
Thanks.
There's no real sane way to introduce you. You've done so much in your lifetime and continue to produce. You are an artist. You're a writer, photojournalist, photographer, producer, video producer. I mean, and you come from a family of creative folk. Your father, for example, well-known Woody Crumbo.
He was a producer. He was a generator.
And your mother was an excellent cook.
And teacher. She was a wonderful teacher.
I ate with them one night, many years back. Never will forget.
Really?
She made
I didn't
something
know.
out of nothing.
Right.
She was one of those kinds of cooks.
That's another Indian thing.
That's what
You
Woody
got to
said.
be able to do that.
Woody said that very thing.
Did he?
He did. It runs in the family, it seems, with the Crumbos. Is that is everybody in the family that talented?
Yes, I would say so. Thank you. My children are very talented. My brother's very talented.
Well, I went to the mailbox the other day and I found this book called Spirit Talk by you, and I was enthralled when I started going through it. Where is it available?
At the Gilcrease Museum gift shop and Jana Jay's gallery and in Grove, who also represents my art. She's my sole representative in the area.
Well, I got to tell you, I highly recommend this book for anyone in the area. It belongs in a home library.
Full Circle bookstore in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Tell me what's behind it. What prompted you to do it?
I've been a student of the Medicine Wheel teachings for a long time, which is one of the world's great systems of connection with yourself, the natural world, being our beautiful Mother Earth and our Father Sky Sun as the first, most enduring and beautiful gifts from the Creator. As a proven and trustworthy place and a tool to seat oneself and endeavor to remain in balance and harmony with yourself and all of creation.
You know that there are folks out there that are going to say, what?
Yes, I do know that. Yes,
How do we help
me
them? How do we help them understand?
The first thing that all of our first and most desperate sorrows is our perception of separation with the Creator, which usually happens at birth. So we are all walking around with very deep concerns about how to forge and maintain our happiness in the world.
You brought with you some of the drawings, and we're going to be showing those in just a moment, but could I get you to read a passage from your book?
Certainly, I'd love to.
And as you read that, we will take a look at some of your work, if that's all right.
We're in spring now, so this is a selection from spring. And it's it starts in December because the teachings of the Medicine Wheel recognizes that the year actually begins in December, not in January, because the big work, the praying prayers for life and for the seeds in life to come happens in the winter. So I have some Potawatomi language scattered throughout here, not a whole lot, but this is Milkmek is spring in Potawatomi. And this is from the Book of Earth Days. And this reading comes from January to feed us through the inception of spring into March, where we are now. January, the listening time, and bringing the unfolding embryos to meet the spring. We have listened. We have made ourselves available for known or unknown purification and renewal blessings. Passed through the uncertainties of the not knowing time. Felt the stirrings of spring as we arced the third week of January and coupled not knowing with hope and a deep, unshakable certainty of life. That certainty has been buffeted by the rough winds of coming March and advancing spring. And then, with the wind beings as allies, we may have partnered with the wind's medicine and shaken off the lingering, slow releases of unwanted or unneeded histories through a sickness and getting well incident, all the while bravely marching our unfolding embryo songs forward to the beat of the big conductors, the hall of the Mother Earth, and the warm spirit fire of Father Sky Sun. Through bravery, coaxing, remembering, and enduring, we move forward.
It's precious. I have to ask you, because the first thing that comes to mind, as an American, as a Native American, are you troubled by what we've done to Mother Earth?
Mother Earth is okay. It's us we need to look to.
The environment is
She
changing.
takes care of herself. She will take care of herself, even if it means shaking us off like fleas off a fox's back.
She'll survive.
She will
won't.
survive. It's us we should look to.
I've heard it said that we should find a way to return the favor of life, and that we can't return it until we start to listen to Mother Earth. And I've heard that from several tribes, yours included, that we must listen. And I don't see many people listening. There are some. There are some voices of reason out there, but not many. Does that trouble you?
No.
Good for you. Good for you. What's next on your creative agenda?
Well, I'm engaged in making jewelry. I went back to school at TCC and studied with Bill de Revere at their wonderful TCC Arts Campus, Metro Campus, which is a wonderful experience. I continue to volunteer at the Gilcrease. I'm a docent there at the Gilcrease Museum. And I work with the children in great depth through the Any Given Child program, which is Gilcrease partnership with the city and TU, whereby every first grader in the Tulsa public school system gets a visit to the Gilcrease Museum. And at Any Given Child program is also a very fabulous program, because at every level, every grade through 12 has a place, Sherwin Miller, Philbrook, where each grade can go and receive a trip to that museum.
What a wonderful
It's
concept.
funded, it's supported.
Yeah.
We're very excited by the program, and we're very excited by Tulsa's growth and the Gilcrease moving along with it.
You know, while you were telling that, all of a sudden I was struck by, there was a John Denver song. I'm sorry, I got to put this in, but there's a verse in Poems, Prayers, and Promises where he sings about the children and the flowers are my brothers and my sisters. Their laughter and their loveliness would clear a cloudy day. And the song that I am singing is a prayer for non-believers. Come and stand beside me, we will find a better way, which effectively, it's what's happening with the children once you introduce them to what's out there through the various visits to the museum.
Yes, it's all about sensitization and education.
You bet.
Yeah, and the Gilcrease Museum and all of the other wonderful participants in that program are the places where art and history cross in service.
It troubles me when I see the shape our budget is in this state, and knowing that not only will they be cutting education, but what's left, they're then going to go in and cut the arts. And again, the kids will suffer. So it is only through efforts such as these volunteer groups that we will be able to expose them to art, to music, to sculpture, to things that have happened all around them all these years and for years before. So my hat's off to your involvement.
Thank you, thank you. And I do recognize and appreciate and issue a sacred charge to artists, craftspeople, and creative people in Oklahoma and any place where there are these budget deficits to volunteer. Volunteerism is very important.
If they have time, if they have
There are
the
a
wherewithal
lot
and the
of people.
creativity behind them,
A lot of
they need to
retired
roll up their
people
sleeves.
can
Yeah.
mentor.
Hey, it's such a pleasure to have you here. Oh, I want to show this too. This is another one of your products. If I don't mean to diminish it by any stretch, but it's a coloring book, is it not?
Adult coloring book, yes.
Which I'm going to take this home and go to work on. Let me flip open here. It gives you a chance to, in effect, color some of the work that you've created.
Great, thank you. I
Very
hope you
nice of
enjoy
you.
it.
Very nice of you to bring that in. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And tell that honorary husband of yours, when he was here last, Jim Halsey, Mr. Jim Halsey is Manisa's husband. He brought me a jar of peppers. It lasted. It was gone
Yeah,
just like
right,
that. I need to know where to get them because I'm going to come on and talk about his peppers sometime. Manisa, thank you.
We've got some we can let you have out of the back of the car.
I'll be out there. I'll be out there. I want to follow you to the car. Gosh, those are good. They were so good.
Yes, they are. They're
Thank you so
wonderful.
much for coming in. Let's do this again.
You're so welcome. I enjoyed it very much.
We'll make it a
you.
point. Thank you, dear. That's all the time we have for this edition of Green Country Perspectives. I'm Sam Jones. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time around.